Thursday, the 21st of December, and I had the great pleasure of seeing Mr. Smith, Mr. Geoff Smith, who's so generous. I've been using his lovely lather, which is the John-Frum, and he's now given me the whole tub. I only had a sample beforehand. I've done the usual trick. I've used the People's Pre-Shave. I've smudged a bit on my face, and I'm now going to, with any luck, work up a decent lather. I've got some on my face. I'm going to use the bowl, the tub rather. Luxury, my own tub of John-Frum. It's a Phoenix, which tends to be a very kind, rather nice lather. Geoff likes it, I like it. I'm sure Gary does as well. So anyway, yes, I've just honed two razors, and they're radically different steel. I've honed them on a 3000K Nano-R Professional to get rid of any little faults in the edge. I've then, after checking the edges thoroughly safe and good and wonderful, I've then gone to my jnat, which is a Kaneyama Asagi. I don't use it enough. I very rarely use it. I'm not particularly struck on jnats, and I'll tell you why. Because out of the two razors which I've just honed identically, one of them being German and one of them being English, the German one, very unfortunate, didn't do very well at all. So I've had to put that onto a chromium oxide, a crox pasted strop to get a decent edge. So I'm afraid on the German unusual razor, unusual steel, it just does not like jnat. So the other one I've got does, and that is actually going to be a very good test. Of course, as I mentioned the other day, what I'm doing, this one is the one I've just jnatted, and this of course is a Bengal. But this particular Bengal I saved because it actually is just starting to rust in places. So as you can see, a touch of a stain here and there, just a touch, more at the nose where it rests inside the scales. That being, of course, a lethal part for any razor. Anyway, this came up incredibly well, so I'm going to use this first, chaps, just because the edge came up so incredibly well. I couldn't believe how well. Oh, I can't even feel it. Admittedly, this is only a couple of days of stubble, but Bengal, Sheffield, Cadman and Sons. Tiny bit draggy on the moustache. Everywhere else, wonderful. So that worked extremely well using a jnat. I also stropped it on the buff side, if I may show you, if I can get it off. On the buff side of a Kaneyama, there is the nice shiny bit, and there is the buff bit. I thought that was slightly kinder than the canvas. Anyway, that's not the point. Point now is, look at this strange beast. This is the one I've just honed, and this is German in its own early plastic holder. And it comes apart like this, so you can travel with it. It's got a slight dog leg in the scales, but very unusual. It's a madag, M-A-D-A-G. It's a madag, and it's made in Germany, Solingen, and it's got crossed horses' heads on sticks. Whatever. Anyway, point being, this one gave me trouble, and it shouldn't, because this one is virtually mint, and this was not loved on the jnat. It's all right, but this isn't really a jnat edge. I had to give this 20 or 30 laps on my chromium oxide strop. So really it's a crox edge. No, it's draggy. Don't even like it. I don't like it. It dragged just a little bit. This is going to get a proper edge. I think I'll put this on a synthetic. Anyway, let's replace the lather. Now I'm going to try this, which is what Gary brought over for me to have a little go at. Gary? Sorry. This is what Geoff Smith brought over. This is Gary's. This is the inevitable gold dollar. And this, I'm told by Gary, has a jnat edge. When I got it just now from Geoff, you couldn't cut butter with it. It just wouldn't pass the hanging hair test no matter what I did. And I did. I stropped it hard. So this now has got, again, 40 laps on chrome dioxide. Crox. Oh, that's better. Yeah. That's actually quite nice. Well done, Gary. But somewhere along the line, it lost its final edge. I'm being a bit cautious because I'm not used to any of these, and although we've all used the inevitable gold dollars, edge is everything with them, and I utterly trust Gary, of course. Yeah, adequate. Adequate. Yeah, against the grain. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's perfectly okay for a gold dollar. Well, that's what I learnt to hone on. Maybe a tad draggy, just a tad. Let's go back to my present favourite out of the three, which is obviously going to be the Bengal by Cadman and Sons of Sheffield. I've got to say, I was amazed. One of the quickest edges I've ever put on. Literally 3K, quickly 5K, straight onto the jnat, bit of slurry, and then just plain water. Hardly bothered, to be honest. Yeah, 20 laps. Then I put it on the Kaneyama buff leather, and which is relatively coarse, and it was hanging hair testing like a good one, even off that. So then I gave it another 20 or 30 laps. Yeah, this is better. Very good indeed. How strange. So the plastic horror, early plastic, I don't know what it is, to be honest. In very good condition. This is a superb looking razor. The Madag. This Madag, nah, this is going to go and get a synthetic edge on it. It did not like my edge off the jnat, whereas exactly the same process, or virtually exactly the same process, nothing can be that exact, and this which is the older and slightly more pitted, well not pitted but stained, Sheffield is lovely. How about that? Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm in love with jnats, but it works. Very little effort. Yeah. The usual many strokes under the chin. I think everybody finds that sort of ledge area under the chin to be tricky. I think all of these could do with a little more work. I was a bit rushed. Geoff Smith just left and I thought I better get on. Yeah, but very good. So, today it's Sheffield to Germany. And Sheffield is far better. I think I was spoilt the other day. I was using a Puma. I was using a Puma 91. And the Puma 91, I think, was one of their higher grade Pumas. I think. Puma used a very perverse numbering system. You cannot rely on the numbers stamped on the tank of a Puma to mean anything. Low numbers can be a big blade. High numbers can be a very small blade. So really we're all at sea with their numbering. Well, I can't find any more stubble. I'm going to have to cut this shave short, chaps. What I would say is, tonight, or rather in the early hours of tomorrow morning, 3:24 AM to be exact, is the winter solstice. If I could join a decent bunch of pagans and canter up and down in the moonlight with my goat leggings, drinking ale underneath the moon and leaping over the Yuletide log, which should be on fire. Not our fault that the Christians nicked it. However, there you go. How about that? Quite a respectable edge on this. I've got to say, we've got 3 razors here and only one of them is any good. I would say it's a little harsh because Gary's gold dollar didn't come direct from Gary, it came from Geoff. And if Geoff wants to groom his doggy with this razor, that's probably what blunted it. Whereas this, which I've only just honed on a jnat, was easier to hone. It stuck like glue to the stone, and that's a very good sign. On the water, a little bit of water, you could hardly move it. It was literally stuck to the stone. There is something about this cadman, this Bengal cadman, whereas unfortunately the German fellow here, this madag, this one wasn't doing so. It was not sticking to the stone. There's something going on there. Don't understand that. Anyway, I'm not a magician. I can only work minor miracles. Thank you so much, Mr. Smith. Look, not only have I got the John-Frum tub, I've got the John-Frum splash. So, when I'm cantering off tonight in the moonlight, I shall smell sweet. Anyway, chaps, I don't think I need to do an Allen block test. I had a tiny little nick, I think. Can't even find it, somewhere there. Couldn't even find it. But if you can't find it and you can't feel it, it doesn't exist. That's the wonders of science for you. Anyway, just to be a devil. Come on, let's put on a little. Yeah, there is something there, but I can't see it. I just feel something. So say this was just 3 strange razors which I haven't used before, so I'm not surprised they didn't give 100% satisfaction, but pretty close. Anyway, for any new subscribers, do forgive my midwinter insanities. I try my best. That's 3 razors tested today, 2 of which are honed on the Kaneyama Asagi jnat, which I'm not in love with, but I'm not that practiced. Anyway, there you go. I might just put a bit of this lovely stuff on. This is the People's Post Shave. But I don't really want to for very long because I want to try this wonderful splash. So I'll give that a go. Let's wipe this off. Which does soften the skin, by the way, it's not a joke. John-Frum. This should hurt because it's got quite a bit of alcohol. Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, that's a surprise. Oh, smells quite nice. Anyway, that's it, chaps. Sorry to be so long. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. More new stuff very soon. Bye for now.